You got burning questions about nails, and I got answers. Let's do this.
What is the best way to prep nails for a dry manicure?
Rough and buff, Diamond Erica's bits to make sure you remove all the cuticle work, and then when you apply product, do not let it touch the skin. That's it. It's magic.
Is a dry manicure the same as a Russian manicure?
I'm seeing people refer to just general cuticle care as the Russian manicure. But here's where we need to step back. A Russian manicure is not just done in Russia. And first of all, it's also a combi manicure. It's a combination of techniques. They're using cutting and using bits to exfoliate and remove the proximal and eponychium. Okay, in the US, cutting of any live skin is not allowed. So what we do and what we should be doing is using bits to exfoliate the cuticle to achieve a softer, more subtle look for a beautiful natural manicure. This is a dry manicure. Dry manicures use nail bits to exfoliate the cuticle. Where they differ is a dry manicure is softening, okay? Softening the edges to the proximal fold. A Russian manicure, and this isn't everybody, some go a little too far where there's actually the removal. Can it be done beautiful? Yes, with lots of practice. Can it be done horrible? Yes. Can a dry manicure be done and look beautiful? You can go too far and cut live tissue. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, are they the same or they're different? It's just a different avenue. Whether you're an experienced nail tech or just starting out, Erica's ATA has all the tools you'll need to create stunning nails with ease. From the best bits on the market to trending gel colors and nail art tutorials, we got you covered. Visit Erica's ATA and level up your nail game.
What does a dry manicure mean?
A dry manicure means we're not using any type of water. I know, right? We are using an e-file and these little diamond bits to exfoliate and soften all of the dead tissue. It's really pretty, like really pretty.
How do you avoid lifting problems?
How to avoid product lifting? Dry manicure, of course. Make sure your prep is bomb. Also, if there's any lifting when your client comes back, you gotta remove it all, not just some of it, because lifting will just continuously happen. So remove lifting to prevent more lifting. And make sure you're choosing the right product for your client. There's different viscosities, there's different products for different types of nails, and also how people are living their lives. If you're seeing a lot of lifting on the free edge, most likely what is happening is the nail is over prepped. So you can under prep it so that the product doesn't stick, but also if you over prep it, the nail is not strong enough to hold that product. So that is something to think about. More is not necessarily better because as that nail is growing out, it's been prepped multiple times and can start to just peel back.
How do you create a natural nail apex?
Ooh, okay, so this probably depends on your product. So I'm a gel girl, so I'll talk about builder is I like gravity. Let the gel do the work. Slip layer, add your little bead, flip your hand over and manipulate the product so that it's centered up right in the stress area. That way, when you take a hit, it's gonna bring reinforcement so the nail don't break. Please note that putting gel base down on the nail plate, like double gel base, is not building an apex. You actually have to build with the builder gel to create that apex, okay? So it's an intentional thing.
How do you use an e-file on thin nails?
So really important to do minimal cuticle work, but we can't step down in abrasiveness. You want to still make sure that the medium is where you're working, maybe at a lower speed, and also just checking in with your client, but very, very light touch, sensitive. I'm concerned that if you start using a buffer, that it's going to create more of that buff that we talked about and not the rough, and because of that, it can lift, right? So we want to make sure that she is successful with the product. Now, also, use a more flexible product because her nail is so thin. Between those two things, hopefully it grows out. I don't know if this is don't know if it's a genetic thing. This might just be this person's nail plate overall. Less is more, but don't over prep and don't under prep or you're never really gonna get good adhesion.
Is there one type of gel that you can use for everything?
I mean, yeah, you could use one gel, but that doesn't mean you're gonna be successful with it. I mean, that's like the same thing of me saying, let me just give you one art brush and I want you to do all the art. You could, but that doesn't mean it's gonna look pretty and people are gonna buy it. Like, gel there's different types of nails, different lifestyles. There's different viscosities depending. Do you need something rigid? Do you need something flexible? Do you need something rubbery? So the answer is yes, but I wouldn't do it. Is that fair?
Can you do extensions with soft gel?
Extensions with soft gel. Well, it depends how you define soft gel. If you're using a rubber base with very rubbery or very fluid, you like that? Brands will say yes, but my personal experience is no. I mean, like maybe 1 millimeter if there's just like a little snaggle tooth, but because it's so flexible, its viscosity is very flowy. It's too flexible. It's not meant to stand alone. It needs some kind of support. But there are full coverage soft tip extensions that are made to last. In the end, you don't build with soft gel, okay? Soft gel tips are just a different product. They're gel, they're full coverage, but anything with low viscosity, I would say it is very difficult to. Can it be done? A lot of this is contingent on the operator. You do you.
How do I calculate cost per service?
I know this can feel really heavy and actually really, really scary, but I wanna make this really, really simple with just breaking down the cost for service with the consumable products. So a consumable product is a product that you're gonna buy regularly. So that's gonna be your bits, your gel products, your acrylic, anything that you feel like you're buying probably within 3 months. How many applications are in this bottle? Now, if this is starting to freak you out a little, you can do this a few ways, all right? Hear me out on this. You can get a food scale and you can literally weigh it, use it on all 10 fingers, weigh it again, and then calculate the difference. If that feels really heavy, here's a new idea for you. Put a sticker, a white sticker right over here, and every time you use it, just do a dash. And then when the bottle is empty, count up how many dashes. You're gonna do that with the other products as well. So let's talk about your Erica's bits. We say they last anywhere from 150 to 300 services, depending on how you care for them and how many you're rotating. And divide that out. That's gonna give you pennies of how much that service costs. You're gonna collect all that information with all your consumable products, and then you're going to have a price. Most likely that's gonna be anywhere between about $3.25 up to about $8, depending on what that service is. Don't quote me on that. There are tons of variables of the product. But remember this. This information is important because it will better help you understand what you need to charge and not what is expected for you to charge. I cannot imagine how hard it would be to show up at work and not know if you are not making enough money on that service just because culture is telling you that's what you need to charge. Know your product costs. Once you know your product costs, start adding on those fixed costs like rent, your loans, and all the other debt that might have been acquiring in your life. This is a big one, but if you just start with the little things like the consumables, we can help.
What's the difference between a structured gel manicure and a gel manicure?
Great question. Structured gel manicures have actually like a built-in apex. That apex is going to help absorb shock. So as you're doing life and taking that impact, it's going to allow more durability for the nail. So anytime you're trying to grow your nails out, having some kind of apex, it makes it look aesthetically pleasing, and it's also going to last longer. I think too, a question you could ask me is, how do you know you actually received a structured gel manicure? That's a really quick question. That's the question you should be asking me, that like, hey, I just got a structured manicure. Is it really structured? Well, 2 layers of regular polish are not structure. Structure means you have actually taken the time to build something, which means that viscosity is going to be thicker. If it's too flowy, it'll just go all over the place. So we want something a little more, the viscosity is a little more thick, okay? With that, we build the apex. The apex absorbs the shock, creates a beautiful look. So if your nail looks natural, it's not flat, and you see this little hump right above, it's also even in shape, most likely you got yourself a structured gel manicure. But if you're walking out of there and you got a flat little pancake, have fun with that conversation. Over and out.